And just sometimes we thinking that God is picking on us, or that God is, just don't want you to be in this position. But it's just God letting you know that I am protecting you. He said in Psalms 1, chapter 1, verse 1, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the ways of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornfuls. So that is God letting us know that whatever we go through, however we go through it, if it's good for us, if it's loving and caring and kind for us, these things will not be happening around us. Okay? Where God wants us to sit, it is always going to be iron sharpening iron. Not one iron being sharpened in the other eye. Not one iron being walking upright and the other one not. He's not going to have you to sacrifice without getting nothing in return, because he did the sacrifice. Now he allow you to have all the gifts, all the love, all the genuine. And verse 2, he said, but his delight is in the law, meaning righteousness, meaning he loves when we do what's right of the Lord. And in his law does he meditate day and night. He meditate on that. So if it's someone that have you moving away from God instead of going forward in God, always telling you don't put God in it. Put God in everything you do. In everything you do, because he is going to be the one to correct you. He is the one that's guiding you. See, a lot of folks love for God to guide them, and when they get there, they don't want God to stand with them. They want to say, oh, thanks for the ride, thanks for the help, but I'm good. That's not how God works. Because how you good if you never stood in this place? I still have to show you this familiar place. Because where there's new levels, it will be a new devil. And so God is always have to be with us no matter what, especially if you're producing life. Because he's the only one that knows how to produce life and how to walk in righteousness with it. Said, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of waters, that bringeth forth fruits in his season. His leaves also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. And so that's just God letting us know that, yes, your plan is already in place. But you don't want the things that people do to you, the things that people take to be a problem of where you're trying to go. Because just like that tree that sits in the sea, the waves hit it back and forward, it still stands. And it's the same thing God wants us to do. But he don't want us to test ourselves with people that we know ain't gonna change. He don't want us to keep sitting there and just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He want us to be like that tree planted. But he also want us to know that this person ain't gonna change. It's time to move on. So through seasons, whenever that season come, you're not hurting. Your thoughts are not somewhere else, still being in the presence with God. Because when people hurt you, and when people constantly do the things that they're doing to you, and they don't want to change, and what's hurting you not hurting them, then that's a problem. Because they behavior start to wear off on you, and then you become an angry person. You become a person that is trying to hurt someone because they hurted you. And we're not moving like that in this season. In the season where our fruits need to be produced, we're going to be well in that posture. We're going to be in our fruits of our spirits. We're not trying to be in the fruits of their spirit, of what they producing. Nothing but hate, hatred, withering. We don't want to be in those fruits. We want to be in the fruits that God teaches us to be in. We want to be in the fruits where God teaches us to be in, so we could be prospering. Because sometimes God give people gifts, and it could be a person, and God like, take care of this person. Make sure this person straight, because this is my child, and she gonna do many things, or she's gonna do many things for the kingdom of God, or he's gonna do many things for the kingdom of God. And you see, sometimes the enemy use those people that's around you, or those people that you love the most, to throw their arrows at you, because the people don't understand. It ain't their fault. It's just that they allowed the door to be open for the enemy to get to them, so it could come to me. Because if I'm not having no doors open, if I'm not allowing my doors to be open for the enemy to have no room, then he's going to try to come at me with my loved ones. He's going to try to come at me, even if it's through your kids. He will try to get at you, because all the reason why they thinking that it's all about them, they thinking that it's all everything going well for them. That is the enemy. He's a trickster, just like Halloween. He's a trickster. And so he's going to make them feel a certain way until he get them where he got them. And once he get them where he got them, then the joke is on them. And this is what God teaches us. He teaches us to be aware of wolves in sheep clothing. Because watch the fruit that they produce. Okay? And see, they just don't know that the person who the enemy got them throwing arrows at is that very person that's trying to help them and save them, because that person is not doing the work for him or herself. It's doing the work for we as a team, my brother, my sister. But the enemy got them so far gone because of the selfishness they got, because they feel like everything is about them. The enemy got them so far gone. He got their spirits so lifted up. They think that the love that they getting is true love, but they don't know what true love is, because the whole time what the love that they was giving out was fake and phony. And so now that they give the same love, they don't understand the difference, because that's the love they gave out. Okay, but they got to get trickster. They got to understand that that same love that they giving out is the same fruits that they produced, and those same fruits got to come back. Okay. So you have to stand tall. You have to be in the posture of loving, kind, caring, genuine, because if not, we will miss out when God is coming to visit. And we are in a season where God is coming to visit. Okay? And so we got to understand that God is going to give you everything you need. But sometimes people will be so cocky that when God gives them something that they need, or they think they don't need, but they really do need it, they'll tend to sweep God off. Because if you are a person that is wealthy in one part of your area where you don't mind doing this, you do it faithfully, God don't have to bless you in that area. He gonna bless you in another type of area. Maybe he might bless you for your well-being. He might give you a person that you don't have to always check up on, or you don't have to always wondering, what this person doing, if this person harming me, if this person doing this. Or he might give you a sickly. You know what I'm saying? They are very good with taking care of. They're very good with nurturing, healing. Like, God is going to give us the things that we need. Even though we think we don't need them, he will give us the things that we need. And sometimes we take that for advantage. We take over that. We take advantage of that. Even in my situations where, God gave me things that I needed, people that helped me, and I took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So These are the things that we have to be careful on and be thankful of, and not puckle up in because we think it's all about us, and we feel like because this person is being so genuine to me, so loving, so kind, how could this person taking care of me this way? We puckle up thinking that, oh, we got it like that, they ain't going nowhere, and you be surprised, so we have to be very careful and understanding. Sometimes people come into our life because they be they here to stare us off from what God have for us. Sometimes we just learning of who we are. But the people that been sent in our lives, they already knew who we are. See, they already had a slight hate towards you. You know what I'm saying? So when they have the opportunity to do what they're going to do to you, that's when they started doing, and that's when envy and hatefulness started to come into your heart, because you done allow somebody that have bad manners to come in and corrupt your good manner. So now your good manner is mad, it's hurting, it's angry because this person is constantly doing this to them, and eventually those same fruits they producing is coming out on you. And the fruits that you're producing, love, joy, goodness, mercy, you are teaching them that, so they taking that and run with it while they giving you all the hell that they know. Just like when people that God teaches us how to not to hang around people that have bad manner, from a person versus that have good manner, because that good manner is gonna wear off on that person, which is good, that's loving, that's genuine, that's how it's supposed to be. That means you are planting the right fruits. But when the other person that you are planting those same fruits in, if they feeding you negatively those bad fruits, eventually that good manner go to waste and become bad manner, because that's what they are feeding you. And so now, like I said earlier, you will be taking his identity while she taking your identity. And so now you lost, don't understand how you became like this, don't understand why you became like this, because the person that you was around was feeding you negative fruits, and you was eating them thinking that this is your job, this is your duty, I'm gonna get them right, I'm gonna do this, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make this better because this is how God teach me. But this the thing, God didn't give you the battle for you to fight. God didn't give you the battle for you to go and teach this person something that this person don't want to be taught. See, he already did the work. He already became the sacrifice. He just needed you to be in your fruits at all time. Because you see, these are the things that God warned us, that just sometimes that when you see this person constantly being in bad manner, even though you teaching them good fruits, even though you teaching them good manner, they taking on these fruits, but they're not giving it to you. They're not feeding it back to you. They're feeding it to the outside who not feeding it to them. You see what I'm saying? And so you become with all of those bad fruits, and now you're producing bad fruits. And God said you have to stay away from people like that, because now your good manner turn into bad manner. And who gonna pour it back into your cup? If you keep giving the fullness of your cup, keep pouring into everybody else's cup, who gonna pour into your cup? Because see, people want to compare of what they have. You see, if you have money, they think I'm supposed to give money back. That's not something you need. I'm going to give love, genuine loyalty back, because that's what you need in your standards, in your place. You understand? But some people don't know how to love in that way. Some people just only know how to love when people are kissing their behinds. And that's it. This is how they flourish. This is how they think it's supposed to be when it's not. And this is why they have to understand that everything they get, it get jacking away from them. Even if they jack it away from themselves. Because see, they only pretending. Like I said, the wolf in the sheep clothing, they only pretending. So they with you because they know you blessed and highly favored. And they know if they treat you right, give you a little something here and there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know what I'm saying? You straight. I ain't got to treat them right because this person gonna always be kind and genuine and loving to me. So I don't have to respect this person. I don't have to treat them right, because they always going to pour into me. And the people that they don't treat right be the very people of why they are flourishing, why they are blessed, because they feel like because they doing the work that they are blessed. But yes, you doing the physical, but guess what? The spiritual is way more important than physical, because just like God said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word became God, and then He manifested, it became flesh. That's what happened. What happens in a spiritual room, it happens in there first, and then it manifests out into the natural. And so sometimes those very people that you are doubting, those very people that you looking at because you feel like this person needs you, because this person showed you a few things or took care of you a certain way, that they could shit on you, and they don't know that their blessings coming from you. And there's something here and there. You're not a greedy person, so you okay to take that, because one thing about you, with the fruits that God give you and produce, you always know how to have what you have. And the things that you have that God gave you that you needed, you know how to produce. You know how to produce and teach them. You know how to produce even if it's a spoken word to give them life. And so imagine them without you. That life that's always producing, because they figure, how did this person get all of this with no money, no mindset, no just don't get up and go. It's because God was on their side. It's because their heart posture was always in a forgiveness. It was always in thankfulness. No matter what they got, they always was thankful, and they showed God by taking that one gift that He gave them and made plenty of it. Took that one gift that He gave them and used it for the need that they needed around them. You see? And so sometimes when we dealing with narcissists, whether it's a woman or a man, or whether it's a co-worker or whoever it is, grandma and grandpa, we cannot sit around. Like even sometimes God gave you to them as a gift, and they took advantage of it, and they scraped it and bruised it and wounded, and that gift still was able to receive, right? And that person could have never had enough, but just by them having you in their life, just by you being around, being at work with them, working on the same shit with them, they was able to prosper. Okay? And so they take it and move you to the side because they want people to think that they did this all on their own. Okay? But that person that helped them get there along the way, people don't know that that person was the reason. That person gave them a mindset. That person opened the door wide for them to get what it is that they want out of life. Because some people don't have goals and morals. Some people just want just outside looks. They just want the appearance. They don't want to step and be in that. They only want the look, the image. And God says stop idling images. That image that you think you this nice, good looking fella that women want you. The woman that thinks she's an idol and think that it's all about her appearance and how she look. God said come from amongst them. That's another. You yourself can be an idol. And God don't like that. God don't like that, you know? We have to understand that these are the very things that the devil uses against us, ourselves. He does. Because he give you something that no one is giving you. You think no one is giving you. But one thing about God, that's why he always tell us to wait on him. Okay? Because when God give it to us, it can never be taken away. Nor can a thief steal it. Okay? And these are the things that God allow us and tell us all the time about worshiping idols, worshiping this fleshly world. Anything is fleshly, God, he don't agree with it because it's debt. And one thing about God, he give you everlasting life. That's what he came to do. That's what he died for, to give you everlasting life. So why would he trade his everlasting life? Why we allowed you to trade it in? See, the enemy got us thinking that the flesh, the things is what we need to get and gain because these are the things that people can see. But you got to know the truth from fake. You got to know the fakes from the reals. Because see, the reals, they trying to save souls for everlasting because they know that everlasting, you can't get tricked out of that. They know that everlasting is forever and it's always producing. But see, they allow the devil to trick them into the material things because they want more. What about what Jesus wanted? What about what he died for? Huh? Because he says in Poems, what that is? In Poems 2, chapter 1, verse 2, he said, but his delight is in the law. It's in the law. It's no it's and buts about it. The law teaches us righteousness. He didn't say follow the law. He said follow him because he is righteousness. Okay? And say nothing the law could have done for you because he teaches you everything about it. He became it. He done it and he is it. So he say follow him. And yes, I get it why God says two or more than one. Because we both might start out in the streets, having fun, partying, having, you know what I'm saying, doing our thing. But then eventually, the hurdles that we jump in relationships are in relationships, whether it's daddy and daughter, daddy and son, mommy and daughter, mama and son, auntie, uncle, grandmother, just relationships, period. Wherever we started from, we have to become in a better place to grow, right? And so sometimes one may leave another, but that other one may show that it give it hope, it give it love, it give it caring. It's like watering a plant, right? And that person become that tree in your life that planted by the sea, that when the waves hit him, it ain't nothing that gonna take him from about that. Them waves ain't gonna take him away because he here, she here. She dare to help you to walk in your steps. Yeah, y'all might bump and fuss and get along, get misled, but the one that's planted like the tree is the one that always be the strongest. And once you don't have, and so then we learn to, okay, I'm going to live farther. I'm going to live ahead of that person. I could wait for them. I could give them hope. I could teach them. You know, I could love them in genuine. But then that person, it all depends on who in that spot. Because if the person with the bad manner are in that spot, you in for trouble. But if the person with good manner are in that spot, where they ahead of you, it's a good thing. Because it's the fruits that they produce. Okay? So, this is why it's very, very important for us to know people by their fruits. You know? And it's very important for if a person showing us who they is to trust and believe them. You know, only reason why you stick around and stay around because you have an assignment and God have you in a place for a reason. And sometimes one thing about God, sometimes when people just don't get it and they don't understand, God have that person around for longer. Even though you may be hurting, but God restores them. He makes sure they benefit and he makes sure they good. But they have some of us, we are allowed me and taught me how to be in that position. I couldn't learn certain things that you could have learned in the moment that you learned them. But you sure got in that position because of what I taught you too. The love, the genuine, you know it produces fruits. That's the fruits you was getting back because you was learning how to produce them. You know what I'm saying? They got people that take all the sacrifice and you gonna know because they wind up with nothing. They wind up with nothing. And they have those people who they are in a physical and some of us are in a spiritual. And so if we are the two, and if men are working out in a physical, then the wife or the husband are home in the spiritual, praying over their family, making sure they have strength to go and do what they need to do every day. Making sure in that physical that they are well protected, but they don't know that that's you. Because they feel like money is more value than a prayer, than love, than genuine. You know? You are going to know who they are because they love the physical. And God is spiritual. God said, worship me in spirit and in truth. So how you going to love the both? You can't. You either love the one and hate the other, or love the other and hate the one. Either or is the choice. Because if you love God, you're going to receive all that. He said, seek ye the kingdom, and everything else will be given unto you. Okay? But some people live the other way. They feel like they got to seek the money, chase after the money, the riches, and the fame. And God is going to come when they call. He's there because he know you don't understand. But if he constantly teaching you and telling you what's going on and you constantly denying him, or constantly want someone else to deny him, or constantly telling a person, oh, don't put God in this and don't put God in that. Why? Because that's how you move? Because that's how you do? God don't do that to us. He don't tell you, oh, Jay, I'm coming back. Let me go run to the Father right quick. I'll be back. And that's just what it is. God teaches us to overcome the world. And they have people that still want to play in the world. And they don't care if they break off it with their family. They don't care if they hurt their mother along the way, their brother along the way. They don't care if they hurt their kids along the way. So long as they getting where they gotta go, that is just the way it is right now. And we have to understand that in John 16:33, he said, I have overcome the world. He said, Jesus said, those things I have spoke unto you, that in me ye may have peace. And so a lot of people, women, men, they always saying, be my peace, do this, but you're not, you ain't gonna never have peace. And you need someone to blame it on. So you blame it on a person that you're close to, whether it's your mama, whether it's your kids, whether it's your wife, whether it's your husband. You blame it on that person because you have to understand that God said, those things I have spoke unto you, that in me ye may have peace. So he's saying the things that he's spoken to you, you may have peace. So imagine the things that he didn't spoke to you. Imagine the things that's out in the world that you dipping and dabbing in. Of course you're not going to get peace, because it's just a matter of time that he give you peace when you're doing it with him. So imagine you doing it outside of him. You ain't going to get no peace. You're not. Because the devil allowing them to think that it's all about them, and it's not. Okay? It's all about them more than the sacrifice that Jesus made. It's all about them more than what God came down to do. Okay? It said in Luke 1:79.
Mom, no here.
So in Luke 1, I don't know if that's 17:19, but it said to give. So Luke 1, chapter 1, verse 79, it says, to give light to them that sat in darkness and in the shadows of death, to gather your feet into the ways of peace. That means you are in darkness and you're not getting peace, because that's your feet. That's the ways you putting your feet into. That's what you walking into. You choosing unrighteousness. You choosing to be in darkness. So God said, gather your feet and start walking back in righteousness. So don't put the peace out on the one that's loving you. Don't put the peace out. Don't say you're not having peace from your children. Don't say you're not having, because that's just excuses. That's what the devil do. He give excuses. No, it's because you are walking in darkness. Can see and give it to the blind man, because he came to take the he said, I came to blind the ones who can see, and the ones who can't see unblind.